welcome in everybody to a special edition of the Brett Allen Show. Thanks for watching and listening. We're chatting with what I would consider to be a legend in the entertainment industry. We're here to talk about Wifelike and other fun things. CJ Perry, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, well, this is a great film. You and the entire cast just do a fantastic job. I've had a chance to watch this a couple times, and if folks haven't had a chance, I don't think we'll drop too many spoilers here, but this is really a fun and different type of project than I think we've had in a while, which I think makes for good entertainment. What interested you or attracted you to the project and sort of made you decide that you wanted to participate in it? Because it's really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I love sci-fi. Like, I'm a huge sci-fi fan, and I have watched Star Wars, Star Trek, since I was a little girl with my mom and my brother. And so, just everything, like, we all watch sci-fi together. So when I was presented this, I was like, oh my God, I love sci-fi. And I also really like the concept of these AIs, and it's not like robots like we present them in Star Wars. These are like human AIs, these beautiful human, like not human, but looking like human women. Yeah. And the concept really fascinated me because honestly, it's kind of crazy, but I feel like who's to say that could happen. And
oh God. Yeah. I mean, we're not too far off the reservation. Have you, I mean, for real, like, this is like Stepford Wives, or I don't know if you've seen Don't Worry, Darling yet, but like, this is like on that level of like, this could be real for sure.
No, it's insane. Like, I actually just the other day on, your Instagram will start feeding algorithms will start feeding you things. And I got this like algorithm ad that was like, you can hire Jasper to finish your thought and write your emails. I was like, oh my God, Wifelike is happening. And so I think that was really, really fascinating to me. And so I think that's what I had the audition for it. They really wanted me. It was just figuring out the right character, the right role. And I felt like they did a great job on casting. Ileana is literally a unicorn. When I saw her in person, I'm like, wow, you were so stunning. I didn't know someone like you exist. And so I like perfect be the leading girl, the leading AI, because they're essentially supposed to be just flawless, perfect.
Yeah.
Women, and so I thought she did incredible. Jonathan Rhys Meyers, everyone, actually. I thought the acting, when I watched it back as well, I was like, wow, all the actors are like, I was so happy about everyone's acting performance was really, really, really good. So I thought it was very interesting, and especially on the budget that was made, I thought it really came together.
Yeah, well, I mean, you did a great job, and then you've done other things in the past, but of course, what most would be familiar is your background in the WWE and that world, which does storytelling too, to a degree. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's probably not a huge leap. I mean, you're not throwing people around in this film necessarily.
Wish.
I know, right?
I know, when I saw the fight scene between Jonathan Rhys Meyers and the good, well, I don't want to give any spoilers, but the other guy, I was like, because I remember I was there. We were shooting a scene right after that. And so I could see bits and pieces, but to see it really come together, I thought that that one couple action scenes that they had was great. But I'm like, I wish I had that. Let me find Ileana.
Do you miss that part of your life a little bit? I mean, you obviously had a robust and successful career, your significant other as well still. I mean, do you miss that part of your life a little bit, or are you kind of like, I'm cool with the acting stuff and just kind of keeping things a lot simpler, I guess, would be my question. I think people would be interested to know.
I feel that, well, the fans, I miss the fans for sure.
Sure.
Like, absolutely. Because with television and film, we don't have that live audience. We don't have the instant gratification of that connection and that relationship that we have with the people and the fans. And there is nothing like it. There's no adrenaline high like it. And so with that, there's definitely days that I get sad and I'm like, oh, I miss it, because it's just a feeling that you can't get unless you're doing it. And so that part, I miss. And that's nothing to do about the wrestling or the physicality, because you could be talking on the mic, or you could be in a match, or you could be just slapping a girl, or a guy, and have like a crazy reaction and get kicked out of the arena and the place explodes. So like that stuff, I absolutely miss so much. And I love to come back to wrestling at some point and be in some good stories and compelling and entertaining stories. But when it comes to, it's interesting that you asked that about like, do I miss the physicality? I last fall started training with Mike Chat, XMA, and that stands for Extreme Martial Arts. And that's over at 87 North Productions. And that's David Leitch's, who did Bullet Train and Deadpool, Atomic Blonde. That's his facility and production company. And it's this amazing church that they've turned into an action stunt. I don't even like to just say stunt, because a lot of these people are action actors, but action facility. And I started training there and last, I guess, fall. And I was juggling between like acting and action, and I was putting more focus on acting. And then I read this really incredible book by Uta Hagen. I don't know if you're familiar with her, but she's like a legend and as an acting instructor. Yes. And she said something that really, really, really hit me, because I felt like I was neglecting, like I wasn't making working out my priority. I wasn't making like the action part as much of my priority, because I was like focusing on like the verbiage part of it all. And she was like, acting is three things. It's body, voice, and speech. And she was like, so get into sports, get into dance, go to the gym. She's like, that is, you have to have that for your body. If not, you're not going to be an incredible actor. And then she's like, then voice, you have to be able to like take voice classes, sing, take voice classes, and then speech, take articulation classes, like all these different things. And I read this book in December, and then when I stopped and thought about it, I was like, I got all these opportunities in my life because I had focused on the body so much. So I was, like you said, a storyteller. We are in wrestling. That's Vince McMahon. That's his biggest, like, you're not wrestlers, you're storytellers. You're telling a story on the mic, you're telling the story in the ring. And if you don't have a story, then honestly, it's just maneuvers. So I really started focusing on like all three of those things, and I couldn't be more happier. So, and I also realized that it's action acting that I want to do. Like I mean, of course, who doesn't want to be on Grey's Anatomy with Meredith Grey? But if I had to pick that, or I had to pick, something like, I mean, Into the Badlands isn't on air anymore, but like Into the Badlands on Netflix, where it's so action heavy, or like Star Wars, or anything that there's a lot more physicality, that's what I want to do. Because I love action. There's nothing more than I love to punch people in the face and be punched back.
I love that. Is a great way to end our conversation. I love it. And you said something interesting, a lot of fans, so to speak, gave Vince a hard time about the storylines and, all of this and that sort of thing. But now that he's retired, and it's going to be interesting. We had Mickie James on a while ago, and you came up in the conversation how she admired you for your, physicality and your storytelling ability. But she said something funny. She's like, when he's retired, who are the fans going to come after now for the storylines that they don't like? So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens in that world. And also, of course, your world, wrapping it back up to Wifelike here. It's available to watch and stream everywhere. Just Google and it will come up on your favorite streaming app. This is a great film. You do a good job. I'm excited to see, what's next for you otherwise. And I just want to say thank you so much for your graciousness and your time today to talk about this great film.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and subscribe to cjperry.com if you guys are listening right now. I'm going to be directing my first action comedy short, and it will be premiering there most. So yeah, I can't wait for everyone to, because I've been working really, really hard on the action side and also learning how to shoot action as well.
Love it.